Google is a multi-billion-dollar company that dominates the world of technology. Back in 2019, the company achieved $140 billion in revenue, $18.8 billion in profits, 3.5 billion Google searches per day, and 85,000 employees. Now, as of January 2020, the total net worth for Google is estimated to be $300 billion, and its parent company, Alphabet Inc., broke the $1 trillion mark cap, joining fellow tech giants Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. From the latest smartphones running Android to creating services that we now importantly use in our day-to-day life, we cannot deny that they are the leading tech giant of this age. Google is where tech grads dream of working, and luckily for an employee of the company itself, he had accidentally taken temporary ownership of their search engine. In 2015, former Google employee Sanmay Ved had purchased Google.com at 1:20 a.m. Eastern Time on September 29th. Ved had worked for 5.5 years at Google and was an MBA candidate at Babson College in Wesley, Massachusetts. He told Business Insider that he was up late and searching inside Google Domains, Google's website buying service, when he found that Google.com was available. Ved had seen that instead of a sad gray face that indicates the domain has an owner, the green happy face showed, and it was up for the taking. How did Google slip up the domain? Well, neither the company nor Ved had publicly revealed precisely how the domain name became available, as this may lead to security breaches that can lead to severe threats. Ved only needed pocket change in his wallet to buy the most trafficked domain in the world, which had him at $12. In an interview with Business Insider, Ved told them that I used to work at Google, so I kept messing around with the product. I typed in Google.com and, to my surprise, it showed as available. I thought it was an error, but I could proceed with the checkout. Ved instantly added it to his shopping cart without hesitation and was surprisingly shocked that the transaction went through. Instead of receiving the standard email notification from the company, his Google Search Console dashboard, which has an overview of his other websites, was updated with messages regarding Google.com. He also received emails with private information, which he has since reported to Google's security team. Ved said the whole fiasco was screenshotted and detailed in the entire ordeal of his LinkedIn post. He then said that the scary part was, I had access to the webmaster controls for a minute. He owned Google.com for a minute. The transaction reversed later on when Google sent Ved a notice of cancellation. In the note, it said that someone had registered the site before he could and refunded Ved the $12 that was charged on his account, and the domain name changed ownership back to Google. Ved is not sure what allowed him to purchase the domain. It could have been an unseen bug in Google Domains, or the company failed to renew its domain name automatically when the time came. A Google representative had spoken that they were looking into the issue, but did not notice anything unusual. In 2016, Google spilled the beans on how they resolved the aftermath with Ved. A blog post by Google had explained that they offered Ved $6,006.13, and if you are curious why that amount, it is numerically spelled out as Google. Instead of taking the reward for himself, Ved told Google that he wanted to donate the money to charity, and Google offered to double the amount. Ved's story was one example inside the blog that shared the result of Google's bug bounty program, where it pays cash to hackers for finding flaws in Google products and services. Google's payout to Ved ended up going to the Art of Living India Foundation, which runs free schools for children in poverty-stricken areas of India. Google had paid out $2 million between 2015 and 2016 to more than 300 hackers and security researchers. Ved noted that Google was able to reverse the transaction because it owned Google Domains registration service. Google's not the first to run into weird domain problems. In 2003, Microsoft failed to renew its hotmail.co.uk web address, and someone else bought it. Now, while in Google's case, it was purchased from Google itself and quickly canceled, Microsoft had to ask the buyer to return it to them. Conflicts over domain ownership do not always get settled amicably or cheaply. So-called domain squatters often try to get ahead of potential hypothetical products and register domain names. say appleflyingcar.com, on the cheap in hopes of netting a big sale to the company that needs the site. Alternatively, they may create a website name that combines a celebrity's name and a word like naked. In the current time, Google is still leading the technological revolution and is still one of the big key players in technology. The company is hoping that the incident will not happen again as it is investigating more into its security. Now, most notably, its bug bounty program helps maintain its products and services defense, which in turn offered various businesses, societies, and companies across the globe to move more efficiently. Ved, who is now working back again at Google, had a chance to convert his $12 to more than $10,000. He might laugh off what happened if asked today, as he had found an opportunity to help out for a good cause and also helped the company.